Bob Newhart was born on the 5th of September, 1929, in Oak Park, Illinois. He became one of the most respected comedians, actors, and television personalities in American history. For more than 60 years, his voice, humor, and presence remained familiar to millions of Americans who grew up watching him on television. Before becoming a household name, Newhart worked as an accountant after serving in the United States Army. His path to fame was far different from most Hollywood stars. He wasn't discovered through movies, modeling, or television. Instead, his success came from an unusual talent for turning ordinary conversations into comedy. In 1960, everything changed when his debut comedy album, The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart, became a nationwide phenomenon. The album reached the top of the charts and earned major awards, instantly transforming him into one of the most talked-about entertainers in America. That breakthrough opened the door to a television career that would span multiple generations. During the 1970s, The Bob Newhart Show became one of the most successful sitcoms on American television. Viewers connected with his calm personality and understated humor. While many comedians relied on loud performances and exaggerated characters, Newhart built his reputation through timing, intelligence, and relatability. His style felt different, and that difference became his greatest strength. The success continued into the 1980s, with Newhart, another hit sitcom that further cemented his place in television history. By this point, he had become much more than a comedian. He was a trusted and familiar presence in American homes. Families gathered around televisions each week to watch his shows, and his popularity remained remarkably consistent during a period when entertainment trends were constantly changing. Throughout his career, Newhart earned numerous honors and industry awards. More importantly, he earned the respect of fellow entertainers. Many comedians who followed him openly credited him as an influence on their own work. His ability to create laughter without controversy or shock value demonstrated that comedy could be both intelligent and accessible. His impact reached far beyond the programs that carried his name. Even as he entered his later years, Newhart continued appearing on television and introducing himself to younger audiences. Guest roles in modern sitcoms and television specials allowed new generations to discover the performer who had already entertained their parents and grandparents. Very few entertainers successfully remain relevant across 6 different decades, but Newhart accomplished exactly that. In his final years, he lived a relatively quiet life while continuing to receive recognition for his contributions to American entertainment. By then, he had become one of the last remaining links to a golden era of television comedy. His reputation remained largely untouched by scandal, and he was widely regarded as one of the most respected figures in Hollywood. When Bob Newhart passed away, tributes immediately poured in from across the entertainment industry. Actors, comedians, television hosts, and fans shared memories of the man whose work had brought laughter into American homes for generations. News organizations across the country highlighted not only his accomplishments, but also the extraordinary longevity of his career. Bob Newhart's legacy extends far beyond awards, ratings, and television contracts. He helped shape the evolution of American comedy and proved that humor built on intelligence and observation could endure for decades. His television shows continue to be watched by audiences today, and his influence can still be seen in many of the comedians who followed him. America lost one of its most beloved entertainers, but the impact of his work remains very much alive. Richard Simmons was born on the 12th of July, 1948, in New Orleans, Louisiana. He became one of the most recognizable fitness personalities in American history, spending decades encouraging millions of people to improve their health, lose weight, and believe in themselves. Unlike many celebrities who built their fame through movies, sports, or music, Simmons became famous for something much simpler, helping ordinary Americans change their lives. His journey began with personal struggles. As a young man growing up in Louisiana, Simmons battled weight problems and often spoke openly about the emotional challenges that came with them. Those experiences would later define his entire career. Rather than presenting himself as a perfect fitness expert, he connected with people because he understood their frustrations firsthand. That authenticity became the foundation of his success. After moving to California, Simmons began working in the fitness industry during a period when exercise programs were becoming increasingly popular across the United States. What separated him from others in the field was his personality. He was energetic, enthusiastic, and genuinely invested in the people he worked with. While many fitness programs focused solely on appearance, Simmons focused on encouragement and emotional support. His message resonated with people who felt overlooked by traditional fitness culture. During the 1970s and 1980s, Simmons became a national phenomenon. His exercise classes, television appearances, books, and workout videos reached audiences throughout America. His most famous fitness programs sold millions of copies and introduced countless people to exercise routines they could perform at home. At a time when obesity was becoming a growing concern in the United States, Simmons emerged as one of the country's most visible advocates for healthier living. Television played a major role in expanding his influence. Through talk shows, interviews, and his own programs, he became a familiar face in American households. Viewers were drawn not only to his fitness advice, but also to his optimism. Simmons possessed a rare ability to make people feel seen and valued. Many individuals who met him later described how personally invested he seemed in their success. As his fame grew, so did his cultural impact. Simmons became much more than a fitness instructor. He became a symbol of positivity and self-improvement. For decades, he received letters from people who credited him with helping them transform their lives. His influence reached beyond exercise and entered the broader conversation about confidence, health, and personal responsibility. In the later stages of his life, Simmons gradually stepped away from public appearances. His absence sparked years of speculation and media attention. Despite the rumors, public interest in him never disappeared. Americans remained fascinated by a man who had spent so many years in the spotlight before choosing a quieter life away from cameras. When news of his passing became public, tributes quickly appeared across television networks, newspapers, and social media. Former colleagues, celebrities, and fans remembered the energy and compassion that defined his career. Many people reflected on how Simmons had inspired them during difficult periods of their lives. The response demonstrated the unique connection he had built with the American public. Richard Simmons leaves behind a legacy unlike any other figure in the fitness industry. He transformed exercise into something welcoming for millions of people who previously felt excluded. He used his platform to encourage rather than judge. Long after his passing, his programs, books, and message continue to inspire people seeking healthier and happier lives. America lost a fitness icon, but his influence remains deeply woven into the lives of those he helped. Kris Kristofferson was born on the 22nd of June, 1936, in Brownsville, Texas. He became one of the most respected singer-songwriters, musicians, and actors in American history. Throughout a career that lasted more than half a century, he left a lasting mark on both country music and Hollywood, earning admiration from audiences who appreciated his talent, independence, and ability to tell powerful stories through his passing work. Long before fame arrived, Kristofferson appeared destined for a very different life. Raised in a military family, he excelled academically and eventually attended college on scholarship. After graduation, he served in the United States Army and seemed prepared for a stable future within the military. Yet despite those opportunities, he made a decision that would change the course of his life. He chose to leave that path behind and pursue a career in music, a move that carried enormous uncertainty. The early years were far from glamorous. Like many aspiring musicians, Kristofferson struggled financially while trying to establish himself in Nashville. He worked various jobs while writing songs and searching for opportunities within the music industry. Success did not come immediately, but his talent as a songwriter eventually began attracting attention. Industry professionals recognized his ability to write lyrics that felt honest, emotional, and deeply connected to real-life experiences. His breakthrough came when several of his songs became major hits for some of the biggest names in country music. Tracks such as Sunday Mornin' Comin' Down, For the Good Times, and Help Me Make It Through the Night helped establish him as one of the most important songwriters of his generation. His writing blended country music traditions with a more personal and reflective style, influencing countless artists who followed. As his reputation grew, Kristofferson also launched a successful recording career of his own. His distinctive voice and authentic approach to storytelling earned him a loyal audience. Unlike many performers who relied on flashy presentation, Kristofferson connected with listeners through sincerity. His songs often explored love, regret, freedom, and the complicated realities of life. Those themes resonated deeply with fans across America. His success eventually extended beyond music and into film. During the 1970s and 1980s, Kristofferson became a familiar presence in Hollywood, appearing in numerous films alongside major stars. He demonstrated that his talents were not limited to songwriting and recording. His performances helped establish him as a respected actor while further expanding his audience. Over the decades, Kristofferson received numerous honors, recognizing both his songwriting and recording achievements. Fellow musicians frequently described him as one of the greatest writers in the history of country music. His influence could be heard in generations of artists who admired the honesty and depth of his work. Few individuals managed to achieve lasting success in both music and film, making his career especially remarkable. In his later years, Kristofferson gradually reduced his public appearances while enjoying time with family. Even after stepping back from touring, his reputation remained secure. He was widely viewed as one of the defining figures of American country music and a symbol of artistic integrity. His contributions continued to be celebrated through tributes, awards, and the enduring popularity of his songs. When news of his passing was announced, reactions came from every corner of the entertainment world. Musicians, actors, industry leaders, and fans shared memories of a man whose work had touched countless lives. Many praised not only his achievements, but also the independence and authenticity that defined his career. Kris Kristofferson leaves behind one of the most influential legacies in American entertainment. His songs continue to be recorded and performed around the world, while his films remain part of Hollywood history. Through music, storytelling, and artistic courage, he helped shape American culture for generations. America lost a remarkable talent, but his voice and his words will continue to endure for many years to come. Louis Gossett Jr. was born on the 27th of May, 1936, in Brooklyn, New York. He became one of the most influential actors in American film and television history, building a career that spanned more than 6 decades. At a time when opportunities for black actors were far more limited than they are today, Gossett helped break barriers and open doors for future generations through talent, determination, and an unwavering commitment to his craft. His journey into entertainment began surprisingly early. While still a teenager, he earned opportunities on stage that introduced him to professional acting. Unlike many performers who spent years searching for their first break, Gossett quickly demonstrated a natural ability that attracted attention from producers and audiences alike. What followed was the beginning of a career that would steadily grow across theater, television, and film. During the 1960s and 1970s, Gossett built a reputation as a versatile performer, capable of handling dramatic and complex roles. His presence on screen was powerful without being exaggerated. Directors valued his professionalism, while audiences connected with the authenticity he brought to every performance. As his career advanced, he became one of the most respected actors working in the industry. A major turning point came with his appearance in the landmark television miniseries Roots. The production became a cultural phenomenon across the United States and introduced millions of viewers to one of the most important stories ever presented on American television. Gossett's performance received widespread praise and significantly elevated his national profile. The success of Roots also demonstrated how television could influence conversations about American history and race relations. His greatest professional achievement arrived a few years later with his role in the film An Officer and a Gentleman. His portrayal earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, making him the first black actor to win in that category. The moment represented far more than an individual accomplishment. It became an important milestone in Hollywood history and highlighted the gradual changes taking place within the entertainment industry. Throughout the decades that followed, Gossett continued working across film and television. His filmography expanded to include dozens of memorable performances, and he remained active long after many of his contemporaries had retired. Audiences appreciated his consistency, while younger actors often cited him as a role model who demonstrated what a long and respected career could look like. Beyond acting, Gossett devoted significant time to educational and charitable efforts. He frequently spoke about overcoming obstacles, encouraging young people to pursue their goals despite challenges. His work outside entertainment reflected the same determination that had defined his professional life. Many colleagues described him as someone who understood the importance of creating opportunities for future generations. In his later years, Gossett remained a respected elder statesman within Hollywood. Industry organizations regularly honored his contributions, and retrospectives of his work reminded audiences of the impact he had made throughout American entertainment. By then, his legacy extended far beyond individual performances. He had become a symbol of perseverance and progress. When news of his passing was announced, tributes immediately arrived from actors, filmmakers, television personalities, and fans around the world. Many highlighted not only his accomplishments on screen, but also the influence he had on those who followed in his footsteps. His death marked the loss of a performer whose career reflected both extraordinary talent and historic significance. Louis Gossett Jr. leaves behind a legacy that will remain an important part of American cultural history. His groundbreaking achievements helped reshape opportunities within Hollywood, while his performances continue to inspire audiences decades after they first appeared. America lost a pioneering actor, but the path he created for others ensures that his influence will never be forgotten. Today, America says goodbye to four remarkable individuals whose careers touched millions of lives in very different ways. Bob Newhart made people laugh without raising his voice. Richard Simmons motivated ordinary Americans to believe they could change their lives. Kris Kristofferson gave the country some of its most memorable songs and proved that great storytelling could transcend generations. Louis Gossett Jr. broke barriers in Hollywood and showed what determination, talent, and dignity could accomplish. Although they came from different backgrounds and worked in different industries, they shared something important. Each of them left an impact that extended far beyond awards, ratings, album sales, or box office numbers. Their work became part of everyday American life. Families gathered around televisions to watch Bob Newhart. Millions exercised alongside Richard Simmons. Music fans found comfort and meaning in the songs of Kris Kristofferson. Moviegoers watched Louis Gossett Jr. help redefine what was possible for future generations of actors. The passing of these four legends serves as a reminder that American culture is shaped not only by presidents, athletes, or historical figures, but also by artists, entertainers, and personalities who influence how people live, think, laugh, and dream. Their careers reflected different chapters of modern American history, and their contributions continue to be felt long after their final public appearances. While their voices may now be silent, their work remains. Future generations will continue discovering their television shows, songs, films, and messages. That is the true measure of a lasting legacy, not simply being remembered, but continuing to matter. Tonight, America remembers Bob Newhart, Richard Simmons, Kris Kristofferson, and Louis Gossett Jr. Four different stories, four extraordinary careers, four legacies that will continue to live on for years to come. Which of these four legends had the greatest impact on your life? Let us know in the comments below.